What is up, everybody? This is Darunigan, bringing you some headquarters gameplay on the map Express, and it's my first upload in a week, so I've got some stuff to update you guys on before I jump into the topic of the video. I'm working on an intro for our videos. I'm going to do the whole thing completely by myself. Music, the filming, and the editing, I'm going to completely do myself. And on the other hand, for our profile picture, or avatar, whatever you choose to call it, for YouTube and the Twitter page, we're working with, this is going to sound bad, but I'm not sure, I can't remember what his name is. I haven't talked to him personally. That's, Tommy's been handling all that, but, the guy we're working with has worked with Minnesota Burns, YouTubeable HD, and Ms. Heart Attack. He's a real reputable guy. I've seen his artwork. He does really good. I'm really excited to be working with him and get our artwork done by him. And in other news, we started a clan. We've brought together the best players that we know of, and eventually we hope to turn this channel into a hub where they can upload their gameplay, and they can either do commentate over it or I will, and then they'll have their own channels that you guys can go check out from us. And in the future, maybe we'll be, if we make this, if this goes anywhere, you know, we keep working at it, and eventually people come to the channel, are interested in joining us, and we may look into doing that in the future, and we'll just see what happens from there. But I think that's all the updates. On to the topic of the video. If you haven't seen the first bit that I did about awkward situations in life, then click the annotation at the top of the screen. It'll take you there. I need to watch that one first before I jump into this one. It was a good video. It's the video that it's got the most views that I've done recently, and I know it's not many, but you know, we're still just starting out, still getting the hang of things. And anyway, moving on. Like I said, check out the last video before you watch this one, otherwise you won't know what I'm talking about. But alright. There was the stuff that I didn't get to mention in the last video, but I'm just going to talk about now. The first bit would be the types of awkward situations you can get into, because there is different types. It's not just a standard awkward situation that everybody can get involved in. It's just not how it goes. We have here the other person doesn't understand that it's an awkward situation. Like, you're having a conversation with a guy, and his fly is open and his dinger is poking out, and you're just like, you don't know what to say. That's where the awkwardness comes from there. You don't really know how to tell him. And you may be one of those people that can just step right up to the plate and say, hey man, your dick is hanging out, could you put it away? And just like knock it right out of the park and conquer the awkward situation just like that. I just tried to combine the word conquer and awkward. I'm working on saving time recently, that's why. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, another type of awkward situation is where it's mutually awkward for the two of you. Where, a good example of this would be if you're having a conversation with somebody and you try to combine the words conquer and awkward, and that just automatically makes the situation awkward because you just can't do that. Society won't allow you to combine those words, damn it. And it's a travesty, but it also makes for an awkward situation. And that's just not, it's the kind of thing you want to find yourself in. That may not have been the best example, but I mean, say you're in the line, you're at the head of the line at the lunch rush at your favorite restaurant, and you're at the soda fountain, and you're getting yourself a drink, and you're like fumbling the lid trying to get your drink on it because you know there's like 10 people behind you that are waiting on you to get their drinks so they can go on with their day, and you're trying to put your lid on or whatever, and for some reason you spill some. You hear the guy behind you go, "Oh great, look at this guy go! We got fucking Michael J. Fox trying to get a drink over here," and you're just like, "Oh shit, that's embarrassing." And you handle that however you do, and it's just awkward. It's just not something you want to find yourself in. And a little caveat to this before I continue. Ever since I did that commentary about awkward situations last week, I found myself in so many awkward situations. Not anything notable that would be interesting to talk about, but yeah, it was just crazy how that happened. Like, I just kept finding myself in these awkward situations, and it didn't seem to happen until after I talked about them. But anyway. Let's see. There is different ways you can handle awkward situations. There's hope for you if you find yourself in a situation where you have Michael J. Foxed your drink all over the floor, or you see a guy's dick hanging out when you're having a conversation with him. That doesn't happen that often. I think to tone that down a little bit, the guy's fly would just be open, and you wouldn't be like hunting for his dick, just looking for it hanging out, because usually it wouldn't be. But it happens, and when it happens, there's different ways you could handle that kind of thing. You could acknowledge a situation's awkward. You could be like, "Whoa, man, your fly is open. This is really awkward." And that's usually not what you want to do, is admit that it's awkward. That's usually not a good course of action to take, because if it wasn't awkward to the other person, you saying it's awkward just made it that way. But that doesn't always apply to everything, because if he finds out his fly is open, chances are he's going to feel pretty awkward about it. He's going to feel pretty uneasy. You could, another thing you could do to handle awkward situations is that you could just remove yourself from the awkward situation. Say the guy with the fly open is sitting there talking to you, and you notice it. First thing you do is leave. Just leave. Just leave before it gets awkward, and you just total control the situation like that, and you just leave, and you don't have any. You don't owe that guy an explanation. He's the one flashing his pecker to everybody. You don't owe that guy anything. You just leave the situation and leave it where it is, and just don't worry about it. You know, that's the best way. That's the way that I would choose to handle an awkward situation, is to just say fuck you, and not even say that really, but just to leave, just to say it with your actions, and they'll eventually figure out what happened. And if they don't, then they'll just think you're an awkward person, and either awkward or mean. And just don't. I would recommend doing that to anybody that you know. If it's anybody that you know, you better just to confront it head on, and just be like, hey man, you're really making me uncomfortable with your choice of attire, the way you choose to zip your zipper. It's making me uncomfortable, and handle it from there. But the last little bit here before I run out of time, there's a YouTuber named Mercadurka. He's my favorite YouTuber of all time. The guy's hilarious. He did a video on something similar to this, but he was talking about creating awkward situations. And I thought you guys may enjoy doing that. Some of you might be the kind of guy or girl, now that we have one female subscriber, that would, shout out to her by the way, that would enjoy creating awkward situations. It's just, you could like breathe unnecessarily loud through your mouth and cause the other guy to go, what the fuck's wrong with this guy? There's no feasible way anyone can have to breathe through their mouth that loud. There's no reason for it. Or you could like focus on something behind his head and just cause him like look around. There's nothing back there. You just keep focusing on it and just make the situation awkward. It's best to do these things to random and complete strangers, and you'll get a good laugh out of it. If you can handle that kind of thing, I guarantee you'll get a good laugh. But that about wraps up this gameplay and this commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be posting another video soon. But that does it for the awkward series of videos. That's over and done with. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to like if you did and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you later.
Good job, squad. Stand by for further orders.